Dice of the Dead. Heroes of the Broken Lands, a Nimble tabletop RPG actual play podcast, playing Nimble, a fast tactical RPG designed by Evan Diaz.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dice of the Dead, where the dice decide who lives and who dies. This is the season finale of the first arc of our Nimble campaign, the Garden of Death. Last time, when we left off, our heroes had decided to take the fight to the Deathbriar. After defending this village of Merryvale from various trials and tribulations, they decided to take up the mantle of true heroes, hunt down Greenthumb, the wizard responsible for all of the messes they've survived so far, and end his machinations once and for all. Before setting off into the Elderwild, however, the party decided to follow a lead given to them by the druid Lyrial Greenwhisper, who suggested that they journey to the Hidden Honey Cavern, a hive of strange, gigantic insects, and gather Elderwild honey, a magical substance that is the key ingredient of a potion that would end Deathbriar with a single drop. And so, after a hard-won battle against the Keeper of the Hidden Honey Cavern, our heroes managed to brew the magical weed killer and then bedded down for the night in the now quiet former Druid's Grove. So we'll start with Kale tonight. Kale, as you sleep, you find yourself dreaming of where this all began. The reason you set out on your journey in the first place, and the incident, the event that would put you on the path towards meeting the rest of the party, and set you in the sights of Greenthumb. It's back months ago, before you ever ventured to the city for the first time, before you'd ever set foot outside the Elderwild. You're following the den mother of the wolves as she leads you through the vibrant glade where the wolf pack makes its home, and she's taking you towards the edge of the pack's hunting ground. She's heavily pregnant now with the cubs that will soon be born during your absence. And so she isn't as fast or as nimble as she usually is. She relies on you to guide her through the forest, which is strangely more treacherous than it normally is. The thickets grow closer together, the trees less willing to let you pass, more resistant to your movement through their branches and leaves, the vines wrapping around their trunks growing wild and unchecked. And you can already sense, Kale, that the den mother has something on her mind. She's preoccupied, stopping to sniff the air every few seconds. And there's something behind her eyes that tells you she senses danger. She's had this look about her for the last few days, but hasn't deigned to mention it to you or to anyone else in the pack. Do you stop at any point to reassure her or try to get a sense of where she's taking you today?
Yeah, I will. Just to try and figure out where she's taking me and what could potentially be causing her distress.
Yeah. So you pause in the edge of a glade and hold out your hand. She comes close and she gives you a half-hearted nuzzle. She looks into your eyes and you see a mixture of sadness and trepidation there. You can't talk with animals, not directly, but you've grown up with these wolves and you get a sense for how they communicate. How do you communicate with the wolves, Kale? Is it through snarls and sounds or a more instinctual sort of feeling?
A more instinctual sort of feeling, like reading their body language and noticing the way they're moving and shifting and positioning themselves.
Yeah. And you can notice that on her, the way she moves. She's slower, more cautious than usual. Part of that is because she's about to bear young, but another reason seems to be that she's on edge, and as she bids for you to follow her onward, you get the gist of what's troubling her. There's some sadness there. Sadness that the druids that once upon a time, many decades ago, checked in on the wolf pack, raised them, taught them how to hunt and protect this land, no longer stop by, that they've been missing for many decades. And with that sadness comes a tinge of fear. Fear that the threat that the druids warned the Den Mother of all those years ago will someday return to the grove, and that it may even have already started to return. She leads you through a copse of trees, and immediately you see the source of her anxieties. One of the younger members of the wolf pack, an alpha male, one of the top hunters, who it now occurs to you haven't seen for a few days, lies at the base of a tree, unmoving, his grey fur matted with blood, his dead, sightless eyes staring up at you and the Den Mother. She whimpers, edges closer to him, and nuzzles one of his hind legs. And as you peer down at it, you see a wicked vine with long, curved red thorns wrapped around his leg, as if it grasped up from the earth, pulled him down and held him there until he died. Something you will later recognise as the Briarbane.
Yeah. Can I remove his body from the vine?
You sure can. In fact, the look on her face tells you, please help me. We need to remove him. We need to give him a proper burial, lay him to rest, and we need to make sure that whatever's killed him poses no threat to the rest of the pack. So you kneel down, gingerly remove the vines, cutting them away without damaging the wolf's body. And after several minutes of work, you finally extract him from where he's held down. Digging into the earth, you find the rest of the vine, cut it out, toss it aside and crush it underfoot.
Yeah.
And then, do you bury him?
Yeah.
And what does that look like?
It's not so much burial because no digging implements and human hands. So we sort of scrape away a small depression and stack rocks up around him and on him. Like a little cairn.
And as you lay the last rock on top of the cairn, You hear the den mother whimpering to your left. You turn and she's nudging you again. She now holds in her mouth a leather pouch about the size of a fist. She drops it at your feet, and as you bend to pick it up, you recognize it as the den mother's treasure, an heirloom left by some human druid decades ago. Whatever's within is of no use to the wolves, the magic far beyond their ken, but she does impart to you that the druids blessed it with a spell of protection, that it would protect the grove and the pack from the great threat when it would emerge.
Okay.
She nudges her nose at the can as if inviting you to bury the treasure along with the fallen wolf, telling you that it will keep his spirit safe, and in this location, perhaps it may stop the wicked vine from encroaching further on the pack's territory.
Yeah.
And so you do. Lay it at the base of the can, and then cover the whole thing in reeds and branches to keep it hidden. Humans never venture into this part of the Elder Wild. It's more to keep it safe from curious woodland creatures. Then you give the wolf a minute of silence, and the den mother bids you to follow her again. She leads you past the can to the edge of the grove, and here, standing at the tree line, on the edge of the furthest corner of the pack's territory, lies a world that you've never set foot in. She looks up at you, that pleading look in her eyes, and she imparts the following. Kale, you need to carry the legacy of the druids. You need to protect us. You need to do that which we cannot do. Venture now into the world of man, and do your best to stop the threat before it destroys us all. So you step forwards through the tree line, taking the first steps on what will eventually turn out to be a long and eventful journey.
Yep.
We then move to Faelan. Faelan, when we ended the last session, as you bedded down for the night, you did your roll to see if the curse of the Scorpion Queen would manifest. And do you remember what the outcome of that roll was?
Natural 1.
And so we now find you waking with a start, sitting bolt upright, gasping, sweat running down your face. You've just had the most bizarre dream. You've dreamt you were Kale. You've dreamt you were Kale setting off on his adventure.
I gotta be Kale?
Voice whispers in the
Just had a
deepest
girl in me. It's kind of naughty.
The voice whispers in the deepest recesses of your mind. He knows where it is buried. A piece of my legacy. And you will bring it to me. Involuntarily, your body shakes, and you do not return to sleep for the rest of the night. Haunted by what you have just heard and seen. And while we're at it, Faelan, would you like to go ahead and roll a d6 for me? There is another consequence of your curse that usually that has not manifested yet, but will tonight with that natural 1.
2.
2. You decide you can no longer sleep, so you get up, go for a walk around the former druid's grove. You peer into the pool of honey at the edge of the grove and the clear basin of water next to it, intending to wash your face, and when you lean over you catch sight of your own reflection. When you bedded down last night, you were in your elf form, and now the face of an ugly bugbear stares up at you. Teeth gnarled and yellowed, face looking like dirty leather stretched over a misshapen skull. Your hair jutting out in all directions like straw.
Well, that's different.
And with that, morning comes. Nobody makes much of a deal about Faelan's new form. You've seen her transform enough times. You assume that she did this of her own free will, that she decided for whatever reason this form would be advantageous in the battle to come. And as you make a meagre breakfast of traveller's biscuit and jerky, check your gear one last time and prepare to venture forth, do either of you, Faelan or Kale, mention the strange dreams?
I do not.
Keep them to yourself.
No, I keep them to myself.
So the party sets off, unknowing, perhaps uncaring, of the strange, malevolent force that now begins to work its way into your heads. So, when you step out of the Hidden Honey Cavern into the bright morning light and the Bramblecrag foothills roll out around you in every direction, it falls once more to Kale to find the path that will lead you to the Elderwild and closer to Greenthumb's lair. So Kale, go ahead and make me your either perception or naturecraft check to blaze that trail.
That's 19 even.
19. And so the day's travel begins, mostly uneventful. You pick your way through the foothills until you reach the Sanguine River, and then follow its banks back into the low-lying plains that will eventually take you to Merryvale. But you stop here and begin to head north. Head north until you once more find the well-trodden King's Reach and begin to follow the highway towards the primeval forest. Just before lunchtime, you come upon a very clear indicator that you're headed in this correct direction. Numerous plodding tracks left by the Briarbanes that previously attacked the village of Merryvale. Big gouging footprints in the earth left by the root breakers, and broken twigs and tiny little scratches in the dirt left by the smaller ones. And as suspected, they lead straight into the Elderwild. And so you follow them until finally you cross a hill can see once more that great expanse of forest beckoning you, the trees swaying in the wind, the forest canopy seeming to almost breathe, humming with life and ancient magic. You're about to press into the forest when something happens that may cause the end of your journey prematurely. I'd like everybody to make a perception check for me, please.
24.
11 for Krunk.
16.
16. It's a group pass. You're descending the hill towards the tree line when suddenly several of the trees vibrate, shiver, shake, their branches seeming to wave a greeting, and then the earth beneath your feet shakes, rumbles, thump, 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 thump. You see great tree-like silhouettes just beyond the tree line, coming closer and closer. And then Kale, who's at the head of the group, sees it first. Briarbane root breakers, wicked tree-like entities, at least 5 or 6 of them. And behind them, countless smaller Briarbane seedlings, tanglers. A legitimate army. Tens, maybe hundreds of them, slowly bearing your way. Luckily, because they're still concealed by the forest, they haven't yet noticed you descending the hill. What do you do?
I do the bird cry to alert the rest of the party to shenaniganry afoot.
Kale
And
points them out.
Take cover behind the nearest tree and set up my shield as cover from another angle.
Yep. The rest of you see them now. The Briarbane army swelling just beyond the tree line, getting ready to emerge out into the bright sunlight.
I'm gonna blink step like 50 feet into the tree line.
Into the tree line.
Yeah, I'll just keep blinking until I'll just keep blinking until I'm well out of sight of the rest of the group.
Yep, and you, Faelan?
I think she just said she was gonna hide.
Oh, yep, she's gonna hide. And Kronk, how about you?
Krunk will hide too.
Alright, so no roll for you, Cass, because as soon as Kale points them out, you take a step forwards and whoosh, you're gone, blinking into thin air. Unbeknownst to the others, you emerge on the other side of the tree line, conveniently hidden in a copse of trees, watching the Briarbane army slowly plod past you. But I would like Kronk, Faelan, and Kale to please make stealth checks for me.
23.
23, good for you.
15 for Krunk.
15 for Kronk.
God, I love this utility cantrip. It's so good.
It is very useful. And how about you, Faelan?
19.
19. That is a group pass. You crouch down, hidden by trees, rocks, patches of dirt, and watch as the swelling army emerges. In the bright afternoon sunlight, you can now see them, count their number. In addition to the 6 root breakers, there are at least 50 or 60 smaller ones. Far too many for you to take down, even fighting valiantly. They don't notice you're there, and are completely oblivious to you watching them slowly move past. They begin to make their way down the King's Reach, heading to the south, following the road as it winds through the fields. You stay hidden until they disappear over the edge of the horizon. You no longer feel the earth shaking at the steps of the root breakers. And then you emerge, grim looks on each of your faces. The Briarbane army is headed in the direction of Merryvale.
Well, that looks like we're on the clock. Best we hurry up.
Is that what you'd all like to do?
Kronk, can you breathe fire?
I can breathe fire.
Kronk, kill.
I second can't kill.
Use power word kill. Okay. Yeah, okay. I guess Kronk is breathing fire.
On the Briarbanes as they pass.
Oh god, he's doing the drive-by.
No,
Yep.
on Sebi just because we can.
No, on the random bugbear that's now in your party.
Of course, on the Briarbane.
And
Right?
like, oh yes, tall, dark, and ugly. This is what this is needed for the fucking mission.
Kronk, you've been given the order to kill. It's up to you if you want to follow it, but if you do, how would you like to do this?
So are we now behind them, or are they just passing us?
No, they've passed you. They've got their backs turned. They're almost about to disappear over the crest of a hill.
I would like to try sneak up as close as I can for maximum fire damage to a lot of them.
And the second half of your plan is, what will you do when they know you're there and they all set upon you?
Well, rage and yell at the top of my lungs. Like, would I
create distraction.
Gonna create a distraction. Okay. So that he can escape. Do you
okay.
Do you think that'll work?
Yeah, okay. We'll do that then. We'll do that. I mean, how many Briarbanes are there?
About 6 big tree-like ones, maybe 50 or 60 smaller ones.
Okay, fire then distraction and book it.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Get them to follow us if we can away from the town.
Good idea. With that in mind, as Kale states this out loud, Faelan, would you like to continue setting up a distraction so Kronk can get away, or would you like to set up a distraction to lure them back towards the forest?
Question: how far away is the magical thing that's buried?
That you saw in the dream?
Yeah.
You're not sure. You know you'll recognize the place when you draw near to it, but it mustn't be very close by yet.
Would I have known
just asking.
Would I have known that Faelan was in the dream?
No, you would not know unless
no.
she told you. No.
Would I know where that thing is?
Yes, you would know where it is. And from here, it's maybe about another hour's walk. Not far into the forest, but not close to the edge either.
How far away is Kronk from the Briarbanes?
He's, as soon as Kale's barked the order, Kronk, you've set off at a run, haven't you?
Yeah.
He's already, running up the hill towards the highway.
If he was any closer, he could hit them with his hammer and It's not a weapony, tooly hammer. It's a part of him.
I might just stay like behind him and just lightly pepper any briarbanes in range with flame darts from my shield.
Good idea.
Just to give them some covering fire in case they try and rush him.
I'll be setting up the a lure instead of distraction.
To lead them back towards the forest?
Yes.
Got any creative ideas for one? They're a pretty big army, but they probably don't need much prompting, you think?
Sure, a random fucking bugbear running around would be a pretty good prompt considering it doesn't look like me.
You can do illusion, can't you, Faelan?
Can't do illusion, but I can do some very nice sprinting in between trees and pretending I don't exist and then exist somewhere else.
Yeah, she can go out of
Can't I, Dale?
Yes, you can. All right. So Kronk, you run up the hill and you see the massive briarbanes ahead of you. You know that they're heading towards Merryvale, heading to your friends. What do you do?
Into Fairy Moonbottom.
Indeed.
You got the crows.
Do you want me to get the crows out?
No, save the crows.
Save the crows.
Yeah, we might need them later.
That is true.
Oi! Matchsticks! Over here!
And then you breathe a plume of fire. Go ahead and roll me a might check, please.
Sorry, Kindling says what?
That is a... dude, nat 20s exist in Nimble?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, then the nat 20.
Not always for skill checks, but I will take this one into account. Open your mouth, and the biggest fireball that you've ever seen come out of your mouth emerges, sailing through the air in an arc, and it just lands in the midst of the army like a bomb. Going off, sending 10, 20, maybe even more of the tiny ones scattering in directions in charred bits. The bigger briarbanes stop, begin to creak and turn on the spot, and then suddenly the army is staring you face on. You've taken out quite a lot of them, but there is many, many more left. And you have an inkling of regret in the back of your brain, Kronk, as one of the larger ones gestures one of its branches towards you, silently ordering them to advance.
Benchos, run!
I'm just peppering flame darts.
All right,
Get the hell out of there!
So Cass, go ahead and make an Arcana check for me.
Oh god, this is gonna be fun. All right, roll. 13.
13. You step out of cover, and as you see Kronk turn and start running back down the hill, you wave your hand and send a barrage of flaming darts into the sky like a cloud of arrows. They just rain down one by one, pinning several of the briarbanes to the ground, incinerating them immediately, landing and falling in the gaps between the others as they charge, giving Kronk some fleeting cover. And then Faelan the bugbear jumps out of cover. She steps between Kronk and the horde, and what do you do?
I just start, running, essentially throwing shit at them and then running into the tree line to try and lure them into the trees. And then moving in between the trees to make it look like I'm going into a certain direction, but also I'm not actually going in that direction.
Yeah, give me a finesse check, please.
'21.
21. you immediately get their attention. There's a couple that seem to be still fixated on Kronk, but as soon as you start screaming and waving, running towards them and then darting away as one of them swings a vine at you, ducking, it sails over your head, and then turning and running back in the other direction, you've captured the attention of all of them. It's like a sheepdog herding a flock of sheep, but in reverse. In unison, this army turns and begins to follow you as you run towards the tree line, leaping from the top of a rock to the top of a tree, jumping from a branch to another branch, reaching up, grabbing one above you, and swinging through the tree line, disappearing into the foliage. The rest of you watch as the army turns, passes by you once again, and with a great roar disappears into the tree line in pursuit of Faelan. Somehow, only a few seconds later, Faelan steps back out of the tree line, a good 20 or 30 feet from where the army where the army ventured into it, and with a beaming smile on her face beckons for you all to follow. And
somehow Faelan returned.
Yes, she did. Having lost the army of Briarbane and redirected them away from the village of Merryvale, you follow her and sprint into the Elderwild. Happy that you've saved your friends back in town from a terrible fate. You see no woodland animals scurrying about, hear no chittering or bird calls. It's silent. The only thing you can hear is the wind blowing through the leaves and branches, and yet it is alive, throbbing with ancient magic. The tracks the Briarbane made when they withdrew from their attack on Merryvale lead you deeper and deeper into the forest. And after following them for about another hour, long enough to see the sky, the hints of it that you can see through the thick canopy above begin to darken as the day gets longer, Hale and Faelan both have the same realization at the same time. You are passing by the grove where the wolf pack calls its home, where they hunt. And that means only a short journey off the path you're following is the place where the alpha male was laid to rest, and the treasure. Feel it, says the voice in the recesses of your mind, Faelan. It is near. Find it and capture it. You feel the urge rising, the primeval instinctual urge to seek out the treasure. Do you follow it, Faelan, or do you try to resist?
I follow, but I want to play this out like, oh, I'm so tired, guys. Are we able to rest? Running away from those Briarbane or whatever they are, I don't know, it just made me feel very tired. Can we take a break?
I'll say.
Last time I checked, we're kind of on the clock here. They might send another army. We probably should keep moving.
I don't want anything to happen to Princess Longbottom and the children.
We distracted the army. We got them to go into a different direction.
Well, Cass is right. They could send another army.
The time that it takes to get another army up and going, it's hours. We have a little bit of time to rest for a little bit, don't we?
Am I smelling any bullshit from this?
You can make an insight check if you like.
I just growl, not here.
Yeah, I do not. I rolled 11. I smell absolutely nothing on this one.
But that growled order from Kale says it all. Faelan, the party is not willing to stop here. They want to press on, but that doesn't mean you have to.
Split the party.
Only briefly, if you'd like to. It's up to you.
Kale,
Well,
Grump.
If Faelan needs to rest,
Okay.
I can look.
No, it's fine. We can just continue on. It's okay. Don't worry.
No, I mean,
Can I do an insight check to see if I smell any bullshit?
You can, and you can do it with advantage because you know you're close by to where the treasure is buried.
Are we contesting that roll?
Not yet.
22.
It's a bit sus, you'd say. You have no idea how she would possibly know what's buried nearby. You're 99% sure she doesn't. This is all coincidence, but still. Phelan
It's
is
a bit
never the
too
one.
convenient.
Yeah, and Phelan's never the one who proposes stopping to rest.
Yeah, usually it's Crunk or Crunk.
yeah, or Kronk. Sometimes it's even Kronk.
I can't even argue against that.
Oh, let's save the girl. Let's wash me in the stream. Let's play with the dryads.
The Dryads? Where?
Look at all damn chickens.
Oh God, no!
Chicken?
So what do you do, Kale, with this knowledge? What do you do with this inkling that something's not right?
I have Dog keep an eye on her.
Yeah, dog. He looks up
Good
at
old
you,
dog.
nods his assent, and barking, tail wagging, he runs off and begins circling around Phelan. Looks like he's being playful, nuzzling, licking her, but Phelan, it feels to you like you're being watched. Do you continue on with the party, or do you try to find a way to sneak off?
I will try and find a way to sneak off.
So the party presses
I'm only,
on.
just so you guys know, I'm only doing this because I rolled a nat 1.
Yeah, we know. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. You're good. You're good.
So the party presses on, continuing their silent journey through the Elderwild. The only vocalizations coming from Dog with his happy yips and barks. He won't seem to leave Phelan's side. And so when you fall to the back of the group, Faelan, and let the other three continue on ahead, Dog stays, circling you, matching your pace, tail wagging the whole time. But this is probably the best chance you have, you think. If you'd like to try to sneak off, go ahead and make a stealth check. Make a finesse check. Oh no, stealth. We've got stealth and nimble. Make a stealth check, and Kale, you can go ahead and make an insight or perception check to try to beat it.
Okay. 19 from me.
Now stealth check go.
She might be having cough issues.
She might be. She can always type the number.
I
Give a
couldn't
chance to
type the
breathe.
number because my Discord wouldn't let me reopen it from my previous app.
Oh, it's giving you problems tonight too.
Yeah. No, that's something that's been going on since the recent round of updates.
Yeah, me
from
too.
No, it's actually a wide-known thing. From what I've heard, they're working on patching it.
Yes, well, I've been getting it too. How'd you do on the roll?
24.
24. You start to verge off on a slightly different trajectory, acting like you're matching pace with the others, but falling ever so slightly behind, venturing ever so slightly to the left. Dog keeping pace with you the whole time, not letting you out of his sight.
Can I drop a food ration on the floor as I'm passing out?
You do. You reach into your pack, pull out a little bit of jerky, drop it on the ground, making a big show of feeding it to Dog. And as he's gobbling it up, you duck into some bushes, scramble up the side of a tree, and when he's done with the jerky, he looks up expectantly, waiting for more, looks around, sniffs the air. He can smell you, but he can't see you. And so he immediately turns and, barking, runs off back towards Kale and the others. And this is the chance you need. You disappear into the foliage. And only a few minutes later, find yourself standing in front of the cairn, the pile of stones carefully laid by Kale all those months ago. And there, lying at the base of it, just as was in the dream, is that ratty-coloured leather pouch.
You know what I'm gonna do?
And down, pick it up, open the pouch, and out drops solid, perfectly spherical crystal ball. The inside of it is smoky, and it's almost as if you can see wisps of smoke swirling and moving within the crystal ball. In the palm of your hand, it hums with very obvious, very powerful magic. Yes, says the voice of the Scorpion Queen. Rightfully mine. Hold on to it, darling. For one day, will return it to me with everything else that was stolen. And she releases you from her control.
How far back would she have been? Would Dog have gotten to me in time, and would I be able to intercept?
By the time Dog gets to you, she will already have it in her hand. But he does get to you, barking, and you see that he's no longer accompanied by her, and you instantly know what's happened.
Alright, so can I head off to the cairn?
You sure can. Faelan, what do you do with the object?
Pocket run.
Slide it into your pocket, begin to make your way back to the others, and you meet
Sneakily,
Kale.
though. Sneakily. I will say sneakily. I'm going to pretend that I just, I was very not feeling that great. I just accidentally wandered off down the wrong path and had to make my way back.
So, Kale, do you mention to the others that you're going to the cairn, or do you just pretend that you're navigating them as normal and correct course back the way Faelan went?
I tell them that I know of something that might actually help us, but I was reluctant to get it earlier because of the importance it has for the pack that raised me and keeping them safe.
Fair enough. No one questions Kale when he's leading them. He knows where he's going most of the time. Go ahead, Cass, you were saying something?
I was just going to say, maybe we should wait for Faelan. I mean, I don't know, I think maybe she dipped off to rest for a little bit. We don't want to get...
If I'm right about this, we'll find her on the way.
And you do.
Perhaps you're right.
Kale leads you back the way you came. and heads towards where the alpha male was buried. And about halfway there, you see Faelan dodging between two trees, hunched over, looking from left to right, clearly trying to sneak her way back to the group. She sees you, and her mouth opens in a wide O of surprise.
Where have you been?
I had to pee.
That's what they all say.
Says the one that has to take a bath every time he sees a stream.
Well, I just want to take a bath again.
And ladies have to pee, including ones that look like bugbears.
Okay. I guess it's okay this time.
Would Dog be
So-
able to smell the scent of the old alpha on her?
He wasn't born when the alpha died, but he would
He
smell
recognised
the
wolf
scent
smell.
of the pack. Yes, he
Yeah.
does. And so he immediately leaves you. He runs up to her and he's sniffing around her. And Dog is trying to nose into your pocket, Faelan. Not the one that the object is in, just all of them in general. He's just running around.
I pull
nuzzling you.
out a thing of jerky. Here you go, buddy. Here's another piece.
He doesn't seem to be interested in it this time. He just stops and barks. Roo, roo.
He smells his mother.
What's this beef jerky? I gave him some earlier.
No. He smells his mother.
He whimpers.
I've got an arrow knocked and half drawn, and I'm just asking her, turn out your pockets.
Kale, the thing you're after. Magical? Question mark.
Listen, Corpsicord. This is to do with the pack.
What do you do?
Turn out your pockets.
I'm just gonna
Hey
detect
Dale,
magic.
do you remember my quote-unquote magical abilities?
I do. I do remember your class abilities.
Yeah. I pull out my pockets and there's nothing there but beef jerky and some little bits and pieces that I've picked up along the way.
Yep. So go ahead and roll me a finesse check, and you're using which ability? Let me look it up. It's been a hot minute since we've played Nimble. Yes, you are using it's all in fun and games, so go ahead and make me a finesse check with advantage, please.
You know what? I'm actually not going to do detect magic. I'm gonna keep this one to myself.
$19.
19. You see it, Kale. She turns out her pockets just as you ask, and there's no sign of the treasure. She even picks up her pack and dumps it, turns it upside down, dumps the contents down at her feet, and there's nothing in there.
Does
Of
Dog
interest.
believe it?
Dog just seems to be... He can't find anything, but he will not stop sniffing her.
So no, he doesn't buy it.
He takes one last look at her, sniffs her empty hands, and then he whimpers. And he walks back to you, his head hung. And he pays
You
no
need-
more interest to her.
Do you need a big muscle man to hold her?
I'm wondering how far I want to go with it.
I haven't done anything wrong. I just
Apparently,
went to the
yeah.
bathroom. Is there something wrong, Gale?
Is there anything Debbie could sense or feel?
I mean, I could detect. When the second that I asked, if it was magic, and you just told me to butt out of it, I was like, take that as possibly, but you told me to stay out of it.
I will say, did you actually cast Detect Magic?
We've hit Detect Magic when he said, just butt out of it, and as curiosity, just popped it, and then, once, everything was going on and nothing was there, we've turned it off.
Up to you if you tell Kale about this, but when you cast the magic, you do see a glimmer of something in Faelan's pocket. But then, when she reaches into her pockets and turns them out to Kale, the glimmer of magic is mysteriously gone.
I keep this to myself for now.
On Kale's face is one of a murderer contemplating how they'd like to disembowel their victim. Then suddenly Dog whimpers and barks. He growls. And his ears pointing straight up, he runs forwards, leaving all of you as he bounds through a copse of trees, giving chase to something.
Where'd Doggy go? Doggy, come back! Crunk goes run after Doggy.
I'm just gonna pop Heart's Fire on Kale just so he can keep up with his dog.
Yeah, we chase after Dog. We'll come back to this.
Yeah. Presses the murderous rage for a moment. And you set off. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I just look at Faelan and I just give her a wink and run up behind, I know you're up to something, but we'll deal with it later. And then I follow behind Kale.
Faelan sweats profusely.
I'm on to you.
Barking the whole time, Dog leads you deeper and deeper into the forest. You duck and weave around trees and branches, leap across the stepping stones of a small stream, and then suddenly Dog stops as you emerge into a clearing, and ahead of you see the withered stone gateway to what appears to be an ancient tomb of some sort, sequestered away in silence in the depths of the Elder Wild. And you can see the tracks of the Briarbanes you were following lead to the entrance of the tomb and stop. 2 Briarbane root breakers stand at attention out the front of the mausoleum, silent, seemingly asleep, dozing in the late afternoon sun. Kale, Dog turns and runs back to you, suddenly happy again, sniffing the air, nudging his nose in the direction of what he's led you to.
Just the root breakers that we can see.
Just 2 that you can see, and they don't appear to be moving. They're still silent, seeming to reverberate with the wind, basking in the rays of light that poke through the canopy. One of them snorts and lets out what is unmistakably a snore.
Snoring trees.
Huh.
We going for him?
I don't know.
I mean, I can blink step 3 times to get in there undetected, but then we cause
that's good for you. What about the rest of us?
Yeah, exactly. Good for me. That's what I'm saying. The problem Yeah, like the problem is Kronk is like a
Oh,
bull with tiny
Mary
shop. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
yeah. Bull in the China
comes
shop here.
Out comes Hugh, and Kronk runs forwards.
Kronk,
Okay.
they're made of wood.
They are made of wood.
We go to combat, and you guys.
What do we do with wood?
Make splinters.
You guys get your full 3 actions. They are asleep and surprised. Kronk, you're up first.
Oh, first off, like to rage. Where's my D4? Where the hell are my D4s? I
If
always
Kronk
keep
survives to
losing-
level 20, this is gonna be a fucking miracle.
Where the bloody hell are my D4s? Oh, that's one. Okay. That is a 2. Okay, so we're gonna use we're gonna Hugh. So that's so that's 12, 13, 15 damage.
And you're gonna make it crit because it's Hugh.
Yep.
Yep. So go ahead. Roll your damage again.
That's 5, 8, 10. With the crit damage, that's 22.
22. Very, very nice.
And I would like to attack again.
Go ahead.
So that's a 3 and a 2, and that's okay. 3 and 2, 5, 8, 10 damage.
10 damage. Kronk rushes forwards, and before you can even blink, the axe is out, swinging once, twice, 3 times. The root breaker is given a rude awakening as Kronk just lops 3 of its branches off and severs one of its roots right in front of your eyes. And then we will go to Kale.
Yeah. I move to here.
Yep, taking cover behind a fallen log.
Aim at Root Breaker A with an arrow of walloping
Yep.
and loose for plus dex. Where's my dex plus? For 9 damage.
9 damage, very, very nice. You fire the arrow as the tree opens its gaping mouth to roar in pain at Kronk, and the arrow sails right through the open mouth, strikes the back of the trunk, and the whole tree just falls down to the ground with a great thump, falling prone.
Got one more action, yes.
One more action.
I put down my shield as cover here, making it like a wedge.
Yeah, and between the fallen log and the shield, the only part of you that can actually be seen is the top of your forehead. You are fully covered. And then we go to Cass.
Okay. First G of the day, we're gonna roll an Arcana check for my amulet.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. That's a nat 1, so that doesn't go off.
Yeah, you clasp
So
your
that's-
hand around it, and you feel the magic surge. Then, ow! Pull your hand away, shocked by static electricity. Not right now. Try again later. What else would you like to do?
All right. Second action will be I'm gonna pop True Strike on Faelan. So grants target creature advantage on their next attack that they make. And for third, am I in range of anything? If not, we'll 40 feet. Okay. I'm actually just going to move my movement, go into the center here.
Yep, you run up between Kronk and Kale, ready to fight.
Yeah.
And then
Ready.
we go to
Person needed.
Faelan.
Because they were asleep, is Briarbane be awake or asleep?
It will be starting to wake up now, but it's not awake enough to defend itself.
So would my sneak attack count as a sneak attack? If
I'd say
don't
it counts. I'd say it's a sneak attack if you just run up and stab it. It's not ready to react in any meaningful way.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure that's too far for me to move in one go, so I wanted to use my free movement and my movement to move to get to him.
You just sprint forwards, you leap over the fallen log that Kale's hiding behind, and rush up to the towering root breaker.
And because I was given advantage, my initial sneak attack automatically crits.
Yep. Are you going to go all in on that and maximize your sneak attack dice?
Not on this one, though.
Just a normal sneak attack. Go ahead, count it up.
A 14 for that one.
14, very nice. The dagger comes out and slices some of the rotten bark away. Now the root breaker is fully awake, the pain jolting it to attention. But you still have another action.
Yeah, I'm going to attack again, but this time I'm going to vicious opponent it.
Ah, yes, go ahead,
Which
go
gives
ahead.
me advantage on the second one as well, which will
It
also
does.
automatically crit my sneak attack.
It does.
And that was a double crit. That was a crit on a
Ooh.
crit.
That's what's good
Very
about
nice.
daggers.
No, I rolled another 8.
Another 8. Well, that's still 8 more damage.
So, no, I mean, like, I rolled an 8 on top of my 8.
Oh, okay, so that's 16.
Oh shit!
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So as it awakens, it like lashes out a branch towards you. You just duck, and your sword comes up and sticks into the bottom of the branch, and you pull it away, and there's a loud crack as the branch snaps off. Now it's the enemy's turn. Rootbreaker B, very annoyed by its rude awakening, opens its mouth in a gaping roar, and a thick arm of wood comes bearing down towards you, Faelan, with a loud crack, and that's going to be 18 points of damage.
Reaction.
Go ahead, defend.
Yeah.
How much are you taking off that?
Eight.
8 points of damage. So 10 points of damage all up. Not bad. You wince as it hits you and knocks you back slightly, but not off your feet. You're ready to keep fighting. Meanwhile, the other root breaker uses his action to right himself from being prone, lurching back up again, and doesn't have enough time to attack Kronk before we loop back around back to Kronk.
Good, and that's another rage dice for Cronky Poo. With 4. Quack, quack, quack. We are going to... Actually, you know what? We're going to use an action to rage again. So that's 3 rage
Another
dice.
rage dice.
We're going to attack for 4, 3... Hold on. Have to math here.
But it's for a good cause.
Okay, so we got 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3. 16 damage on that.
Very nice.
And I'm going to try to attack again. So here's the disadvantage. That's 6 and a 1, and all right. So we're taking 6 and 1. So okay. So 7 plus 3 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3 is 19 damage.
19 damage. Kronk, before this tree even has a chance to prepare to attack, you leap up in the air, raise Hugh above your head, and bring him down in an overhead swing, and you feel the blade of the axe shiver in anticipation as it bisects the root breaker clean in two.
And that's the end of Kronk's turn.
And then we go to Cass.
Okay, shit. Let's see. I'm going to move. Spend 1 action to get into range. Let's go here, just in case.
Yep, right next to Faelan.
Yep. Keep myself in interposed distance. I am then going to. Right, I'm trying to remember. So it's been a couple of weeks.
It has.
With like multiple attacks. If I do like one with the sword and one with spell, it's still at disadvantages.
All multiple attacks, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Just want to double check that. All right. We're actually going to do. Fuck it. We'll do Withering Touch this time. So that will be 1d12. Nimbound, don't fail me now. I get 7. Alright, 7 damage.
Bark turns grey and peels as the root breaker shivers in pain.
And he's considered undead for 1 round, so after that I'm just like I just shove my fist into it with the Withering Touch, and I'm just like, God damn it, Kronk! And I'm gonna hit Rebuke. So it'll be 1d6, double the damage. 6. So that'll be 12 damage. Yeah, 12 damage.
You feel your fist collide with the wood, and some unseen force propels the root breaker away from you. It doesn't die, but it staggers left and right, struggling to remain upright. And then, spitting with rage, begins to lurch back towards you. And we go to Kale.
Aim and fire with an arrow
Go
of
ahead.
walking. That's an even 6.
I was gonna
Damage?
say, at me, question mark?
I still have arrows of walloping. No, not at the moment. Just the root breaker.
The arrow sails over Phelan's head, hits the root breaker. He shudders from the impact, but does not fall.
If I was going to kill you, I'd do it to your face. Liam knows this.
Yeah.
Two more actions.
Mark it for death. Sorry, Hunter's Mark, basic, same thing.
And then fire again. Go ahead.
And then fire again. That's 8 damage, and I still have arrows of walloping left.
Very nice. As it recoils from the impact of the first, you waste no time losing a second one. This one hits it square in what would pass as its face, embedding into the wood, and the tree jerks and then falls forwards with a thud, dead.
Yay! See, look what we can do when we work as a team.
I walk over and immediately whack Kronk in the back of the head.
Bunk.
Yeah.
That tickles.
What the hell were you thinking?
I was thinking that we kill all these things that we see, because the less of them there are, the less is going to attack Moorvale.
I'm with Big Red and Scaly.
And we could have alerted everything inside of this tomb.
But we didn't.
Yeah, the tomb seems silent. The
I
door nothing but a rectangle of pure blackness leading down into the earth.
Before I do something I regret, I'm just going to immediately start walking down the tomb.
Yep, Kale's already
Come on.
ahead of you, it looks like.
Yep. I'm just like, yep, let's go.
Beyond the threshold is a narrow stone staircase. Aside from some vines and some moss, it and the rest of the tomb.
I'll go down first so I don't shoot anyone in the back.
The tomb is in surprisingly good condition, almost as if it's been maintained by a diligent caretaker. So we have Kale ahead of the group. I will put him ahead with Cass. Alright. You follow the staircase down into the earth for several minutes. It's not as dark as you thought it would be. It takes a few moments for your eyes to adjust, but there is some ambient light in here. Down at the bottom of the stairs, you can see a larger open room waiting for you, and you can see what looks like vague hints of sunlight peeling through the stone ceiling above. Before you can get there, though, there's a narrow hallway between you and this room. And
Oh, sorry.
in this long corridor, the floor is covered in a dense carpet of foliage, arranged in a strange manner. Kale and Cass, make perception checks for me, please.
Of course. While we're doing this, I'm also just going to have detect magic on while we're walking through here.
Yep, you detect no magic yet, but you feel the
No,
spell
yeah.
reassuringly humming around you.
Natural 20 plus 2.
Dirty 20.
plus 2. Dirty 20. It's immediately obvious to you the strange pattern the foliage is arranged in is not natural. It looks like the foliage along the floor has been cut every 5 feet or so, as if somebody has taken a giant scythe and just swung at the length of the corridor.
You think the Briarbanes hired gardeners?
No, I think the druids.
Kale, with your nat 20, I will say this is enough incentive for you to take a more diligent look, and peering up above, you can see several alcoves carved into the stone ceiling, and just barely visible is the glint of a blade in each one. A blade
I think
trap.
I think we've just walked into a food processor.
Meat.
You're not sure what would cause the blades to drop down and begin swinging, but it's fairly obvious that's what they'll do.
Are there any pebbles or anything around, or any loose bits of debris on the floor?
Sure is.
Can I toss a rock or a stick or something down and see if it triggers the blades just with motion?
Yeah. Grab a chunk of stone that's fallen from the roof and you hurl it as far as you can down the corridor. It lands at the end, at the opening of the larger room, and as it hits the stone tile, the whole corridor shakes and the blades drop down with a click and begin swinging. Whoosh, 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 from left to right.
Anyone in here blade proof?
I push out. I'm going to use spend a mana, summon my life binding spirit.
Yep. What does it look
And
like? What does it look like today?
A very shadowy apparition that vaguely looks almost like almost like me without the mask. Just but like the features are vague enough that it could be someone else.
Stands next to you and silently nods in acknowledgement. What will you have it do?
I'm gonna have it just walk through and see if that triggers the swinging as well. It is immune to any damage, so...
It walks the length of the corridor, the blade swinging, whoosh! The first one cuts through it, but it does nothing. It keeps walking, and it reaches the end of the corridor, standing next to the rock that Kale threw. There appears to be no difference in how the trap is operating. You're not sure how long the blades will continue swinging, or if they'll stop at all, if perhaps they need to be manually reset at the other end of the corridor.
So, all we know is basically just this section here is safe? Yep.
Yeah,
right.
The end of the corridor seems to be quite safe. It's only a 10 to 15 foot space you have to cover where the trap is active.
Ah, okay. Then
would it be possible for us to learn the timing?
Yeah, you can.
And judge it and dodge through?
Yeah, if you would like to do that, you can go ahead and make an insight check or an investigate check.
Oh, this is the utility spell that keeps on giving. I'm gonna blink step it.
Yeah, as you're doing that, Cass just takes a step forwards and whoop, suddenly stands at the end of the corridor next to his life-binding spirit.
Show off.
I just open my arms with are you not entertained?
What are the sides connected to? Just I'm just assuming it's just wood, or
yeah, they seem to be wooden shafts. Yes.
I'd like to grab it and hold it.
Ooh. All right, Kronk. As Kale and Faelan are silently watching, trying to get the timing right, you just rush forwards and go ahead, make a might check. So let's see what happens. You haven't.
Well, that's God. If you get cut in half,
and do it with disadvantage, please, because you haven't yet discerned the timing.
It's okay. We have a medic on the other side.
Oh my God! I swear to God.
Well, the first roll is a 20, and second roll is a 16. So it's 16 to 24.
Yeah, Kronk just rushes forwards and leaps towards the blade as it swings down, wraps his hands around the shaft and holds it in place, and you can hear the mechanism up above struggling. And then suddenly there's a loud snap, and the blade that Kronk is holding onto just breaks off, clatters down, landing on the stone, and the shock of this, Kronk, propels you backwards, back towards the others. You take 4 points of damage, but you've snapped one of the sides off and made the trap slightly easier to negotiate.
And got a free weapon in the process.
Actually, yeah, can I use
You sure
that
can. It would count as a normal great axe. So,
dual wielding pendulum blades, could you imagine?
Hale, you can now make your insight or investigation check with advantage because Kronk has disabled some of the trap in his own way.
Also, I'm just going to look for a lever on this side while everyone's struggling over there.
Yeah, you can make an investigate check as well.
Oh, investigate.
I got another
that's examination,
high
right?
roll. I got an 18 this time instead of a 19.
18, yep. Kale, now that one of the blades is missing, you determine that you perhaps have maybe a 5 or 6 second window to just run as fast as you can when the second blade reaches the end of its arc and begins to fall back down in the other direction.
Okay, I'd do it.
Kale, Faelan, Kronk, go ahead and make dex saves for me, please.
19.
19.
Swear to God.
At you, Faelan. Ellen, Kronk, run ahead.
This is a bad time to roll very low on my
No, please, no. Why the rogue of all things?
I asked you a question in DM if you can check
Yep.
it at some point.
I will do
I
that.
also sends you a message now.
Yep. Kale, I will get to that in a moment. I think that
Yeah.
is possible. And Faelan, yes, it is very clear to you that you were under the influence of the Scorpion Queen. As soon as she released you, you were like, I shouldn't have done that. So, Faelan, I will allow you to use your. That was just a practice roll to re-roll that die. But that is normally a combat skill. So if you use it now, I won't let you use it in the next combat encounter. It's up to you.
How do I put this? But that one also rolled low.
Phelan is getting sent to God with
Oh my
same-day
god!
shipping.
Wait,
What the fuck?
Before Kronk goes through, could he throw Phelan through?
I was just thinking that before Faelan does anything, you go, Cat, think fast. Woo!
I think.
He lifts her up and just, he lifts her up and just hurls her as Kale waits for his moment and darts down the corridor. Cass, you're scrambling to find a lever, but there doesn't appear to be anything.
Yeah, no, I rolled a nat 1, so...
You're searching the moss.
Can I do an investigation check to see if there's a lever?
You don't need to. You don't need to, because by the time you reach Cass, Kronk has already grabbed Phelan, and he's just draped her over his shoulder as he's running as fast as he can through the swinging blades himself.
I'm living in hopes we're gonna survive, so to get out...
There's a loud swing, and Phelan drops off Kronk's shoulder as he hits the dirt, and they both roll towards you, slightly nicked by the edge of the blade. Phelan and Kronk, you both take 3 points of damage.
Please never do that again.
Well, we got through, didn't we? And I got myself a shiny axe.
I think I now have a bald spot.
Bug pitches with a
Oh. Alright, you get used to being bald.
Having cleared the trap, you can now make your way into the wider, open room. And so you do.
Ooh.
Water trickles in from open ceiling and cracks in the walls. Dappled sunlight shines through, and there you see several Briarbanes standing, each in a separate shaft of light, just absorbing it. Seemingly like the Briarbanes outside.
Make Kronk imitate Taz the Tasmanian Devil with his big new shiny axe. Turn Kronk into a Beyblade.
That's us. Fucking
rip and tear.
Oh god, I want to fucking roll the arcade check. It's just hard to fire. Go, Beyblade, go!
You were saying, Dale.
I was just saying that they're each chilling in a shaft of light, like the brute breakers outside. They're seemingly oblivious to your presence.
All right, so this
Kronk's
would
going in.
You know, okay. This would count as a surprise
if you're able to get to them, because it's a large open room. There's moss and plant life growing out of the cracks in the stone and the walls. You're not entirely sure that you'll be able to get to them without alerting them, but you can try.
Yes. So is this? Are these like?
Those are just decorated floor tiles.
Okay. Just want to make sure. I didn't know if those were like walls or anything, or like mesh, like nets or anything.
All right. Well, Kronk would like to try to sneak as close as he can get within what's my speed? 6.
Got enough speed to get there. Go ahead and roll your stealth check, please.
That is an 18.
18. I will be rolling something.
Uh-oh.
Kronk,
is it a dice?
Yes, it is a dice. Kronk, you creep ahead slowly towards the others, raising your axe in readiness. And just before you reach them, you feel the tip of your foot get caught in a tiny wooden branch that's jutting out of the ground, and you hear it snap. You look down to see what you stepped on, and you see the remains of the branch just retract into the earth, as if it was placed there to catch you out. Suddenly, the Briarbanes jerk to life, see you creeping up on them, and unload on you, and we go to combat. So you're going to get one action, all of you, this time. But Kronk, you can go first.
I'll spend that action raging.
How dare they put a thing to eat and step on?
How dare! And I guess that's my turn.
Alright, we go to Faelan.
I'm sorry, what?
You'll move.
We
We're
have
moving
one
combat.
action.
We're in
got
combat,
one
you have
action.
one action.
Oh no.
Kronk has accidentally alerted all the enemies.
Yeah.
That counts as an action, I'm afraid, yes.
Yeah, the cup of his ass cheeks fucking alerted the guards.
God damn it.
Free movement attack.
Yep, free movement, speed past Kronk, and out. Your dagger's already out in a flash, attacking
As I'm
the
running
closest
past Cass,
Briarbane.
I'm going to fucking die. Good luck.
You're not even. Oh god, you're not even within range. Shit.
Moving him back.
This entire group's gonna get sent to go with same day shipping.
6.
6 damage?
Yeah.
Better than nothing. The dagger cuts a twig off the Briarbane's body. It chitters in rage. But it's not dead. Let's go to Kale.
I slam down my thorned shield and make cover directly in front of me.
Yep, good choice. Right there in the mouth of the corridor. You're pretty covered. And Cass.
Okay, let's hope the Almighty actually likes me today. I'm gonna try and do Heartspire on Kronk, so I'm gonna roll the Arcana. Spin the wheel! 10 on the dot. Holy shit, I rolled 11 altogether. Alright, so next turn Kronk's got an extra action. So you will have 4 actions next turn.
Yeah. Kronk, you feel your body moving in a blur. Time seems to slow around you. And then the enemies take their turn. The Briarbane Tangler unfurls its vines and extends one across the room, reaching for Kale to try to pull him out from behind his shield. Kale, that will be 6 points of damage, and you need to make a strength save, please, and you will have a lower threshold to reach on it since you're in cover.
Okay. 15 even.
15. You feel the vine grabbing at you, but you duck further behind the shield and rip it off. And you're safe hidden here, but you still take 6 damage.
Yeah, I'm just going to take that.
Yep. Meanwhile, the 4 Briarbane seedlings, each of them lets out a loud pop as they fire seeds at Kronk. Kronk, that will be from all 4 of them at once. 18 points of damage.
Ooh, okay, I'm going to... no. I will expend a Fury dice, so that will be 4, 7, 9, plus my 7 armor.
Yep, so
9 plus 7, that's 14?
No, 15. That's
15.
1 point of damage you take. Well done. A single seed hits you and leaves a tiny scratch on one of your scales. And then we go back to you, Kronk.
Alright, I will use 2 actions to rage. That's another 3, okay. So that's still 2 actions left. I will go blah blah blah. Hey, you little fucker. I'll use Hugh's ability for the deal the maximum damage. So that would be 12 plus 3.
Bronk is gonna bonk.
He is.
12 plus 3, 15, 18, 22 points of damage.
And he bonks hard enough to smash the seedling into matchwood.
No!
Back to you, Faelan.
I'm going to attack Briarbane Seedling B.
Yep, rush up to it.
Yep.
Shing! Dagger comes out again.
Is it distracted at all or no?
No, because they're not in melee combat with anyone.
Worth a try, right?
But you can use your vicious... I'm sure you can use your vicious opportunist or something.
I think Vicious Opportunist is if it's distracted.
Yeah, that's... Yep, when you hit a distracted target. Yes, and you have no ability to make them distracted, unfortunately.
7.
7 points of damage, that's enough, though. You bury your blade in what would be its neck if it were a human and lop its head off, and it falls to the ground.
Yay.
You have 1 action. Well, actually, you use your free moves, you still have 2 actions.
I attack Briarbane C then.
You rush up to it.
Yeah. That one's actually a crit, so
Ooh, nice.
14.
14 damage.
Yeah.
You think you've taken it down as your dagger comes up and stabs in the same spot on its neck, but it moves to the left just at the last second and you graze it. You deal grievous damage to it, but it is still alive, still coming towards you, preparing to counterattack. And then we go to Cass.
Okay, I think that Tangler needs to die. Cool, it's within movement. Alright, first action, I'm going to spend 2 move to it.
Yep, rushing into the room.
Yeah, go rush into it, draw the sword out. Yeah, screw it. I'm going to attack the longsword of animosity, so...
Go ahead.
Alright.
Let's see how it goes.
Alright, that is an 8 altogether, so 6 plus strength, that's a 1d4. On top of that is 3, so 11 damage.
11 damage. You feel power surge through your body as the longsword cuts through one of the vines. What else would you like to do?
Alright, do you know what? When in doubt, rebuke. I cut down into him and I just say, once again, God damn it, Kronk! For 5.
5 points of damage, very nice. You hear the sound of the tomb rumbling as if the roof is about to cave in, but nothing happens other than the Tangler jerking back from you in shock and pain. And then we go to Kale.
I take aim at the Briarbane Tangler and let loose an arrow.
Go ahead.
Crit.
Ooh, very nice.
So 6 plus Wait, go on, yeah.
Since this rarely happens for you, I will give you a Thrill of the Hunt charge for that crit.
Nice, thank you. Would you believe I just rolled another 6 as well?
Ooh. You don't get a Thrill of the Hunt charge for this one, but go ahead.
No, but that never happens to me.
I know, exploding crits, ain't they fun?
Alright, so that's 12. Plus
12.
2, plus Dex is 14, plus 1, 15 in total damage for the Tangler.
The arrow sails through the air and hits the Tangler center of its face, and it just sticks there. The Tangler staggers backwards from the force of the blow. It doesn't fall, but it is struggling to stay on its feet. Looks like it's about to go down.
I use that Thrill of the Hunt charge and have Dog go for the throat.
He growls, runs forwards, leaps on top of the Tangler, and rips vines out of its body.
7 plus 3 plus my level is 3, so for 13 damage.
Feebly struggles as he sinks his teeth into its chest and rips out a vine, and then another vine, and then another vine, and then it shudders and moves no more. Well done. You still have 2 actions left.
No, I have 1 action left.
Oh, 1 action. Yeah,
because it's
one action
and a Toth charge.
That's right. Yep.
I take aim at Briarbane Seedling D and hit it for a total of 5 damage, all up with an arrow walloping.
Yep. Doesn't fall prone, but you blast one of its arms clean off. Chittering with rage, it rushes towards the group, and unable to get to you, it settles on Cass instead. Cass, the Briarbane seedling in front of you, flails his twig-like hands in your direction, and you take 7 points of damage.
I'm just gonna defend.
Yep. And soak it all.
Yep, 10. I've got 10 armor, so...
Briarbane seedling C elicits a loud pop and sends a thorn seed in your direction, Cass, for 9 points of damage.
Do you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna... I can defend twice, right?
You can defend as many times as you like.
Yeah, right. I was just making sure. Yeah, I'm gonna defend again. Fuck it.
Yep.
I need to keep myself up.
The seed hits your shield and you feel it vibrate as it bounces off. And then we go back to Kronk.
I would very much... 1, 2... actually... Move out of the way, Faelan.
Shove her out of the way.
I'd like to attack the... Well, first we'll attack the D. With 3... Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Where's my phone? For 3 plus 4... No, that's 13, Liam. 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4... 17 damage on D.
Already weakened by Cass and Kale, it seems to die at the slightest touch of Hugh's blade.
And I would like to use my last action on number C. Number C? Letter C. For the do. Not a crit. That sucks. 2 plus... that's 12. 2 plus 3. Plus 3. Plus 3. Plus 4. Ooh. I was going to say 42 damage. No. 3 plus 2. Plus 2. Plus 3. Plus 3. Plus 4. 15 damage.
15 damage. This one's already been weakened by Faelan. You just finished the job. You step forwards and with a single mighty swing, chop it in half. Suddenly the room is silent.
We
Once
did
more.
it! With the power of friendship.
Yay.
Now that the Briarbanes are dead, you're able to have a good look at the room, and you notice something you didn't see before in the midst of combat. The walls of this room are decorated with murals, mosaics that in the past must have been very vibrant and eye-catching. 3 of them in total, just barely visible behind vines and moss and foliage. If you were to clear it away, you might be able to get a better look at them. Otherwise, there's only a single way out of the room. Narrow corridor leading onwards into another, even larger room.
Do we want to clear it?
Yeah, might as well.
Alright, I'm going to use I'll just use Withering Touch on like any moss or vines, just to make it like just wither off and die, so it gives a clear enough picture of the wall.
The slightest touch of your fingertips, they wither and die. The moss turns grey like ash and falls to the ground. And after only a few minutes, the mosaics underneath are revealed. 3 scenes in total, from left to right. The first one depicts a band of dwarven soldiers led by a human king. The second panel depicts them in a losing battle against terrible odds, fighting against waves of undead and Briarbanes. 4 of the dwarves are slain. And the third and final panel, partially destroyed by the ravages of time, shows the human king offering something to the heavens for salvation, and then they and the dwarves are taken to safety by a flock of griffins.
What kind of Lord of the Rings bullshit is this?
You're not sure if it's myth or if it's an actual historical account of real events.
I knew we should have summoned the eagles.
Does anyone have lore?
No. You don't want me doing lore.
I
know
have
what?
a little bit of lore.
Yep, you have some lore. Do you have any, Cass?
Nope, I'm straight 0 on that one.
I'm
It's a
minus
negative
0.
Thank God for being a human.
So Faelan, no
I'm
need to
human.
roll. No need to roll, but as Cass reveals each of these murals in turn, you have an idea of what they're depicting. You suspected as much when you entered this necropolis, and this confirms it. This must be an ancient resting place of the Burkle clan, similar to the one that you found under the old mill back in Merryvale. This depicts the emperor of the old empire leading the Burkle clan of dwarves into battle against the Briarbane, against the forces of the Dark Mother centuries ago. The only part you don't recognize is the third one, the offering to the griffins. As you understand it, Faelan, the battle was eventually won at great cost. But it was never really recorded how. Other than that, there was an almost miraculous turn of fate when the human emperor was able to rally the remaining dwarven forces, and in a great, courageous last stand, they were able to push the Briarbane back where they came from and slay the Deathbriar. Do you recount any of this to the party?
I do. I
Listen.
will essentially just tell them this story that is.
Takes her a few minutes.
Can Dog tell me if she's being honest or not? Because I don't trust her.
He just stands there listening to the story, wagging his tail.
Okay.
Dog laying down. Yeah, I trust it.
Yeah.
Go,
Dog
Canine
sounds
Lie
legit to
Detector,
me.
go.
No reason to lie to you guys.
And then press on into the next room. Who's going to lead you through that narrow passageway?
First
Kronk.
beforehand-
He's 2
Yeah.
for 2 so far.
Oh, no, fuck, no. How's everyone's health looking?
40 out of 48.
22
No.
out of 28. I'm good.
Wait, what was that, Sarah?
Low.
Low. Okay. I'm going to use the life binding spirit to heal you for 8 HP as my shadow goes into you and grips you around where I grabbed you during the argument, but in this case it heals you instead.
When it removes its hand from your neck, Faelan, you look down, and several of the scuffs and bruises from the previous battle are gone. Meanwhile, Kronk is just casually walking through the narrow passageway into the next room. You all follow him in.
Hey Dale, question. You said some of the scuffs and bruises are gone.
Yes.
Your bald
What
spot's still
about
there.
what Sebi did to me last session?
No, that's still there.
Oh, damn
Interesting,
it.
isn't it?
I'd be more concerned about the bald spot.
What's wrong with being bald?
You enter
Is that-
what is obviously the actual tomb itself. Big, wide open room. The walls are cracked, and wicked-looking red thorny vines emerge, poking, questing like insect feelers out of several of the cracks along the walls. There are 4 stone sarcophaguses, each sequestered in a little alcove along the walls of the room. One of them is open and empty, red vines having ripped the lid off. A skeleton, presumably the one that was contained within the sarcophagus, lies in a heap on the ground, the red vines wrapped around its ribcage. The end of the room, yet another corridor leads onwards. What'd you like to do?
Kronk looks
I
at the
should-
skeleton.
Yeah, I'm just like, I should probably put that back.
Approach the skeleton, and it's clear by its short stature that it's not human, it's dwarven. It's clutching in its hand a broadsword of what seems to be pure silver, still immaculate, shining in the sunlight that peels through the cracks in the roof.
Kronk goes yoink.
Shiny. Respect for the dead.
But it's shiny.
Why? We don't respect you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Skeleton. I'm taking your sword.
I
You-
just withering touch the vines around it and try and drag the skeleton to put it back to rest.
Make me an Arcana check, please, Cass.
Can I do that thing I DM'd you about?
Yes, you can, Kale. Go ahead and make me a finesse check, please.
9.
You don't have any good luck on any rolls, are you, buddy?
Arcana, for some reason, like, no matter what side I use for dice rolls, it's just like, we're committed to the bit.
That 20 plus 2.
Alright?
Ooh.
Faelan, I'd like you to go ahead and roll an insight check for me, please.
Oh no.
Oh no.
This is fun.
30-20.
So, Faelan, as you step into the room, you walk past Kale towards Kronk and Cass, And your attention captured by the vines and the skeleton, you don't notice Kale as he makes a hand gesture, and Dog creeps forwards, nudges his nose against your back pocket, and then returns to Kale, holding in his mouth the ratty brown pouch containing the pack's treasure. Kale, he drops it at your feet, his tail wagging with glee.
I just pocket it.
Meanwhile, Kronk leans down and pries the silver sword out of the skeleton's hand. What did you roll on your Arcana, Cass?
A 9.
A
I believe.
9.
A 9.
Yeah.
Still enough, though. I set the DC at 8. And as he lifts the blade away, you see the vine twitch and the skeleton jerks, beginning to rise off the ground. You wrap your hands around its ribcage and the magic surges through your fingertips. The vine doesn't wither, but it does withdraw, pulling out of the skeleton's ribcage and retracting back into the wall to hide from the magic. The skeleton, no longer puppeted, falls back to the ground inert, and Kronk, you were holding your prize aloft, the silver sword.
I have the power.
I'm going to pick the skeleton up and respectfully put it back into the sarcophagus and give it some, like a prayer to the Almighty, give it its quick funerary rites, and then be like, I am so sorry about the sword. Getting it back from him is going to be a lot more trouble than it's worth.
You lay it to rest. Doesn't respond, but you get the sense it understands. And then you slide the lid over the sarcophagus, and the room suddenly feels very serene. As you're laying it to rest, Cass, you decide to take a quick look over at the other sarcophagi, see if they've been disturbed in any way. 2 of them, the one in the top right and the bottom left, seem to be fine. The red vines are slowly scratching against the lid of the one on the top right, but don't seem to have made any give on getting it off. The one on the bottom left has not been disturbed at all, and the one on the bottom right is very curious indeed. You approach it, intending to check to make sure the resting place has not been disturbed, and you realise that this sarcophagus doesn't appear to have a lid that slides off at all. Instead, it's a solid block of stone, and engraved into what would be the lid is a relief of a griffin. Carved stone hands hold an empty bowl just below the griffin's feet.
Blood sacrifice.
I'm going to pop quickly detect magic just to see is there anything on the there's nothing magical on the bowl or anything on the sarcophagus.
There is still no magic you can see. You do get a hint of magic, but not from this room. It's from far deeper in the tomb, somewhere to the south.
And
if he used detect magic, would he see the magic of the thing on Archer now instead of me?
Indeed, as you detect magic, you see the same glimmer of magic that was on Faelan, now gleaming from within Kale's bag.
Wait, so I'll just look over at the group, notice the thing, and I'm like, okay, I'll deal with that later.
Put it on the list.
I just give Kale the look of yeah, I fucking know. Just we'll deal with. We'll burn that bridge later. Okay, there's a bowl that needs to be, a bowl that we assume needs to be filled. Do we have any liquids on us? Well, preferably blood. I don't want to. Well, I was gonna say, when I did Withering Touch to the vine, it didn't leak out anything, did it?
No, it didn't. It just retracted back into the wall. That said, based on the story that Faelan recounted before and your own understanding of the Burkle clan, you do think it would be quite out of character for them to require a blood sacrifice.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was trying to think of. Maybe some other liquid. I mean, or some. It may not even require liquid. A bowl doesn't have to be just for liquid.
No, that's correct.
And with the griffin. I just ponder over it for a minute. I'll just. Any ideas? We're having a fucking bloody 20-minute run of trying to figure out what the door do. And this is a completely mundane bowl for some fucking reason.
We could pee in it.
You could try.
We could just leave it and carry on.
That's true as well.
Could be.
Your mind is drawn back to the mural in the previous room of the human king offering something to the heavens and being lifted away to safety by a griffin. If only the mural hadn't been worn away and you could actually see what was in his hands.
Was the mural coloured?
It was coloured, yes.
If we go back and have a look at it, like, can we see the colour of the liquid?
Bronk, make me an investigate check.
Right. Then you get Archie.
And it was a liquid, right?
You
I
don't
didn't
know.
Investigate.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
What's my investigation?
While he's doing that, I'm just gonna drop 10 gold into the bowl and just see what happens.
To Kronk, no need to roll. You turn to walk back to the other room, and then you hear the clatter of coins falling into the bowl from Cass's coin perch. And as soon as the first gold coin lands in the bowl, the griffin begins to glow in a pale white light.
Fucking dwarves, man.
And then there's a click under your feet, and a mechanism activates, and the stone block slides away, revealing a passageway that descends down into another room.
So, shortcut.
Okay, so did I lose? I lost what, 1 gold out of that?
You
Or am
watch
I-
as the first gold coin hits the bowl, and the white light seems to engulf it, and it disappears. And then the rest of the coins drop down, and you feel your heart sink as you watch each of them disappear one by one.
All right. I just look back and just like, fucking dwarves. Ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, let's go down
Passageway.
Let's go down the creepy passageway. You first,
Yeah,
Cass.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk down the passageway and just.
Yep, so does Kronk. Alright, Faelan and Kale, stick with the party or take the other passage?
While we're walking down the stairway, can I replace the coins in his pouch after him without him noticing?
You sure can, and I won't make you roll for it because I know that your finesse is way higher than Cass's finesse. So you will do it when you get into the stairway, you edge past Kronk and drop 10 coins quietly into Cass's coin purse. Kale, you following the party down the secret passage, or are you pressing on through the other passage that you were heading down before?
I'm going with...
Probably wise, because I will now reveal that room since you're not going in it.
Giant Venus flytrap.
Let's go.
No.
wait,
If you
Audrey!
die there, I am not reviving your ass.
Yes, I know.
That is.
Dude, see more.
Holy shit! I am. Thank you, greedy ass dead dwarves.
Yes, so for those who are just listening and can't see the map, there is, in the room they are not going through, a giant Venus flytrap that would have immediately tried to eat them the moment they stepped into that room. Instead...
There's not much room.
Whoever wrote this module was clearly a fan of Little Shop of Horrors, because that isn't the first reference to it that we've encountered.
I think so. I think you're right. So you make your way down the newly revealed passage. It's narrow, so narrow you can only move in single file, and it's a staircase leading directly down. Deep and narrow. You move very slowly, cautiously. A couple of times it feels like you're going to fall forwards and be swallowed up by the darkness. And then finally, Cass, you're the first to reach the bottom. Ahead of you is a cold stone wall, and when you press against it, there's another click, and it slides open, revealing on the other side a huge circular room filled with a bubbling, hissing green liquid.
What a wonderful pit of death.
In the center of this liquid-filled room, there is a large statue on a 20-foot pedestal, a statue of the same human emperor from the mural. On his head rests a crown of solid gold, inlaid with gleaming gems, and around him grow several vines. On the end of them are large bulbous pitcher plants, from which more sickly green liquid leaks trickling down into the pool.
Faelan, no.
I'm going to just how deep. I'm going to try just check how deep this liquid is.
Would you like to check it?
Dip a toe.
No, thank you. I am going to use. Hang on, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I still got it. I'm going to use my old longsword. Just to check the depth.
Leaning out of the little cavity in the wall, you dip the tip of your old longsword into the goop, and immediately you hear it hiss. You get your sword about halfway down. You can push it in even further, but there's no sword left. The acid eats through the metal of the blade, and you just pull the hilt up with nothing on it.
So Cass, how deep is it?
80 gold deep, apparently. And I just chuck the rest of the hill into the acid.
It bubbles and sinks beneath the surface, and you don't see any of the sword anymore.
Is that imperial gold or metric?
I threw Kale into the acid. I kid. I'm not throwing him into the acid. I fucking want to throw him in the acid.
However, Cass, as you were leaning out to check the depth, you were able to get a look at the room and see more than you could see from inside the passageway, and you notice that there are a series of stone pillars equidistant around the perimeter of the room. Each one of them has the face of a different Burkle clan warrior carved into it, but the important part is that the pillars do not reach all the way to the ceiling. There's a gap of about 1 feet between the top of each one and the ceiling above.
Oh, fun. Okay, so climbing pillars and jumping around
Is one possible solution.
That's one possibility, yeah.
You also notice that there are several leaves and what look like lily pads and patches of moss just floating on the top of the acid, seemingly undisturbed.
I'm too happy for that one. I wonder, am I about 15 feet away from the center?
Yeah, about that.
Okay. If I, let's say, jump or manage to get onto the statue, is there places for me to just hang on?
Yeah, there's the vines of the pitcher plants, there's the statue's shoulder and arms, his neck even. You could just wrap your hands around his neck and hold on for dear life.
If he jumped across onto the thing, would he be able to jump back?
That would be harder.
Yeah, because it will be a standing jump, technically.
Yeah. Or your favorite spell and mine. I look back at Krog and I just say, give me a sec. And I'm going to try and blink step onto the statue.
Make me a might check, please, to see if you can get enough distance, not so you don't just misty step right into the goop.
Oh god, yeah, good point. 16.
16. Cass backs up as much as he can, and then he leans out of the cavity, and he just takes a leap into the air, and pop! Suddenly he's got his arms wrapped around the statue's neck, and he's just holding on for dear life.
Okay. What the? All right, you guys can come down now. I think I'm going to try and pull out my sword, and the objective is I'm going to try and cut some of the heads off the pitcher plant. Keep the vines going. I want to see if I can just, remove the heads so there's less acid being poured into the room.
Yeah, give me a finesse check, please, because you got to do this while hanging on.
Good. Yes, I do. Okay, do you know what? Fuck it, Albert, you can be the thing today. It's only a +1, so D20. 18.
Hey! You're leaning out, craning forwards as much as you can, and precariously you use the tip of your longsword to snip, cut several of the vines. The pitcher plants fall down into the acid. And you see the level of acid in the room slowly decrease as there are less pitcher plants feeding into it. As the vines drop away, they also reveal more places on the statue where you can get a handhold, and you extract your arms from around the neck, and now you can just stand freely on the statue's shoulders.
Can I attempt to throw the let's just say axe that I picked up at one of the pitchers?
Yeah, you can. Go ahead, make a might check for me.
That is a 18.
You swing the scythe through the room, and Cass leans to the left as the blade slices where his neck was only a second ago, and it sears off one of the pitcher plants, which drops down into the acid. And you notice that this one, along with the ones that Cass dropped off, do not sink into the acid, but rather stay there, bobbing on the surface.
For argument's sakes, whereabouts would it be bobbing?
Let's say it'd be bobbing about here.
Okay,
and it'd be
quick reach.
Yeah, that's it, and I'll draw the other ones on as well.
Yep.
One there, and another one here.
Any ideas, guys?
You could piss in it.
Is that gonna be like what happens when you put cold water into hot oil?
I'd say
make a steam room.
Fucking the acid just goes everywhere.
Chemical wise, putting water in acid is not a good thing to do. Especially you need to put
You want an alkali.
Don't mix your bases and your acids together, guys.
No, do mix your bases and your acids together.
You can mix your bases and your acids. You don't mix neutrals and your acids.
Right, I'm not a chemist. Well, you work in a lab.
So when you mix a base and an alkali, basically that's what happens when you put baking soda in vinegar.
Okay, so no, don't do that.
No, it off-puts gas, but it neutralizes the acid. That's an extreme example of it. It makes it foam, but it doesn't always foam up.
Except Cass is in the middle of the room where all the gas will be.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
He's already dead. We don't care.
If you do them in the wrong,
Kronk
order,
doesn't do
though,
that.
It can dilute, but the other side of it can make it also explode. So.
Yeah, but Kronk's fireproof and he's in the way.
I'm not fireproof, and neither of you, and I'm sure gas.
Yeah, no, but Kronk's in the way. We're behind him. We'll be fine.
Oh wait, there's the other one over there. He'll go down and kill the Venus.
This is how the TPK happens, by the way. It's just a fucking gas explosion.
How big are the
pitcher plants?
Yeah.
Big enough that you could probably lay your body over them and just ride them if you wanted to. You'd still have to be careful, but you think they might be able to support your weight. They're big enough.
Are they not still spewing acid or any residue left in?
They're not spewing acid. There's a couple drops leaking out of the hole, so you'd have to be careful. But they are mostly safe.
Do I do something stupid?
Hey, that's Conn's middle name.
Yes.
Alright, I'm going to take a running leap.
Alright. Make me a might check with disadvantage, please, because you don't have a lot of room to make a running leap.
This is where Kronk dies.
Doggy paddle. Yeah.
So first there's a 16, and the other one's a nat 20, so we're going with the 16.
Oh, thank God.
Kronk tries to get a running leap. This amounts to him just taking a step forwards and then screaming, "Oh, here I go!" as he leaps through the air. He lands on the pitcher plant and almost slips right off its surface into the goop, but he manages at the last second to right himself, and he just flops forwards, throwing his body over it. He's just draped over the pitcher plant as it bobs there, but you will still take 2 points of damage from the acid splashing up. As you land on it.
Okay, can I Kaz, are you able to chop off one of the vines?
I'll try. I'm going to just try and if it's within grasp, I will withering touch it.
Yes, and no roll needed.
Alright.
Because you're close enough you can do that, and you've got enough space to stand, so you just reach out, grab the nearest vine, and the end of it turns black and drops off, and lands in the acid close enough to Kronk that he can reach out and grab it.
I'm just going to climb up onto the shoulder and be like, you may applaud.
I cannot dip it in the acid and see if it melts.
It does not.
Awesome. Use that as a makeshift paddle.
Yeah. It's very clumsy. It takes a while, but you're using this vine, just slapping it like a whip into the acid, slowly propelling yourself and the pitcher plant forwards until you reach the little gap and the doorway at the opposite end of the room and scramble, thankfully, up onto it to safety.
I was actually gonna take the ones that got cut off and sort of paddle them over here.
Yep, you can do that. As you make your way there, you knock the other ones and they drift towards Faelan and Kale. Not close enough that they can easily clamber on, but within jumping distance.
Time to play hopscotch.
Do I want to kick her in?
She's right in front of you.
That's your choice. I walk up to the edge to see whether I'm able to.
You think you can quite easily jump onto one of the pitcher plants or to one of the pedestals if you wanted to. It's no challenge for you. You've done gaps like this in your sleep.
Usually over oil, though. Sorry, acid.
True. But a rooftop 30 feet drop down to street level and dropping into acid, same end result.
I'm gonna jump.
Cass, did you take off the crown by any chance?
I have not yet. I don't want to
Faelan?
piss the room off any more than it already is.
Make me a finesse check, Faelan. Your life depends on it. How do we go?
How may I ask what I needed?
Because you
to
still
pass
have
this
to.
check?
Because you still
More than
have
you
to
rolled
make
by the sound of
jump.
it.
Yeah.
What did you roll?
11.
The DC was 10, so you're fine.
Oh!
Takes the frog- It's only a 10-foot jump, and you've done that before. So you leap forwards onto the pitcher plant. You feel it starting to shift under your weight. You find it very uncomfortable and unsafe, so instinctually you leap off it onto the nearest pedestal, and then once safely on top of that, you take a running leap onto the next one, and then jump towards Kronk to safety.
Do that again, please?
Well, you got here, didn't you?
Still got to get out of here, fuck's sake.
That's true. What about you, Kale?
Harry, I can't roll tonight.
My curse is spread.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll take a running leap.
Same as Kronk. Alright, make me a might check, please. Or a finesse check, either or. You've got room to move, so you can do either one.
I'm gonna do finesse because it's higher than my might.
It's fair enough, and you've got the whole passageway to do it.
Do you go jump
So you're
onto one of the pitcher plants? Or?
Natural 20.
Yep, that's what he's doing. Cass, you're going to cut another vine off for him?
I'm going to do that and then once it's ready for him, I'm going to try and use minor magic to move the pitcher plant with necrotic to basically possess the pitcher plant and try and move it towards where everyone else is.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait,
Okay.
actually, before I do decide which jump, is this bit here solid?
Yes, it is, but it's very, very little, room.
Yeah. But would it be enough for me to actually jump around and go for the pillars, or are they too high?
No, you can try. It'd be about the same level of difficulty, because they are high. But
Can I try, stepping stone in it?
yeah, go ahead, make the finesse check.
Just because I don't trust my log walking skills, basically.
That's fair enough.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Hey!
Fucking hell, you've been
you
rolling well
grip
tonight.
dog tight and then leap as high as you can. You reach out with one hand and your fingers grip the edge of the pillar. Dog whimpers as you pull yourself up. You breathe a sigh of relief, and now, safe, you leap to the next pillar, and then leap down into Kronk's outreaching arms, and he grabs you and pulls you into the gap to safety.
Jump, Daddy will catch you.
And then there was one.
Are you going to get
You
out
said-
of there?
Okay, well,
The same way you got in there.
Probably the same way I got here. But you said there was a crown.
There is. Solid gold.
Is it-
Now that you're up close, you can see the gems gleaming, and with your detect magic, the thing is a vibrant rainbow of colors.
I mean, do you want to risk Raiders of the Lost Ark in it?
Yes, I do want to risk Raiders of the Lost Ark in it. I am going to yeah, fuck it. I'm going to try and pick the crown up, and I'm going to be like...
Risk it for the biscuit.
Then, well, the doors scanned me out 10 gold. This is payment. And I grabbed the crown. I leap off the statue and blink step to the group.
Blink! Cass drops out of thin air next to you, clutching the crown in his hand.
One of us.
Goose, oh god.
Look, I lost 10 gold out there, okay? I think I'm allowed. And, yeah, I have no idea what this is.
You can make an arcana
Doesn't the Almighty frown on thieving?
and desecrate and robbing from the dead.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Look, at this point, I think the Briarbanes have got this place.
You're liberating it.
It's better than
Hello,
falling in
Lara Croft.
acid. Yeah, I'm gonna quickly chuck it to Faelan and be like, any idea? It's magical, but no idea what the hell it is.
Suddenly, out of the heavens, we just hear Harrison Ford screaming, "It belongs in a museum."
I belong in a museum. What the hell do you mean?
I'll spare you the roll, Faelan, and just tell you that with your current level of Arcana, you take one look at this crown, you can tell that it is humming with insanely powerful magic, but you've never seen anything like it, and you have no idea what this does. The only way to find out would be to put it on.
Put it on. Put it on. Put it
We
on.
have a test dragon.
I was very tempted to actually ask to put on if I didn't know. But because you're saying it's powerful, it kind of makes me not want to put it on anymore. Because
Put it on the
could be
test
a
dragon.
Powerful curse.
The test dragon.
Yeah, fuck it. I mean, if you do you say it's powerful, but you don't know what it is?
Yeah.
I just say, want me to find out? And I look at the statue and I just place the crown on my head and see what happens.
Close your eyes and brace for the worst. When you put it on, you feel something surge down your body, almost like static electricity, but other than that, there doesn't appear to be any discernible effect.
Well,
You now can't get an erection.
Do you go to remove it, Cass?
yeah, I just go, I felt something, but don't know what it was. I go to try and pull the crown off.
It doesn't come off.
And that's where the magic is.
New hat, new hat, new hat.
Well,
Twat hat, twat hat, twat hat.
Can I try and pull it off his head?
You can try, you wrap your hands around it, you pull as hard as you can, and all you get is Cass eventually just going, "Ow! Ow, quit it!"
No, come here. This is how you do it.
I immediately put my gauntlet
I'm
up,
pointing and
breathe in
laughing.
necrotic, with the necrotic energy, and I just say to Croc, "Try it."
Okay, he said try it. You heard it.
With the
I did in fact hear it.
As Kronk
I fucking duck, and I'm like, yeah, nah, into the next room. We'll deal with that shit in a minute.
Yeah, Kronk reaches out to grab you and you duck, and then before either of you are able to do anything, you hear a voice echoing from the room ahead of you. Hey! Hey, come back here! No!
Find him!
Oh.
Find him now! If you don't find him, the master use me as sacrifice! Go! Go! Go!
And then you hear the sound of something large lurching, moving, rumbling footsteps that seem to shake the room. Who's going to be the first to venture beyond and see what the source of the
Crunk will.
disturbance is? Of
Yeah.
course he will.
Yeah, the pious king will be right behind him.
Kronk in first, then
Good
Cass,
God.
and then Faelan and Kale. You step into
Dead.
the largest room yet, equally larger than the tomb and the acid room you were in earlier. Some sort of ceremonial room. There are decorative weapons and shields hung on the walls, gleaming, shining despite their age. There's a stone pillar, an altar in the center of the room where several old garments and tools are laid out. What looks like surgical instruments litter the surface, dried bloodstains fleck at the edges. But most importantly are the two Briarbane root breakers slowly lumbering towards you and barking orders loudly from behind them. A tiny goblin clad in a red hooded cloak, holding a staff in one hand, and in the other hand a lantern emitting a pale, sickly purple glow. As soon as he sees you pile into the room, he shouts, "Wait! Wait! Halt!" The root breakers stop, silently watching as the goblin creeps forwards. He scratches his head in puzzlement.
Hey! You're not supposed to be here. Who you? What happened to the other guy? Hey, you're not his friends, are you?
I don't know. What's a friend?
And other adventurers. The boy came in here, said he was looking for treasure, but my master said to catch him, was gonna use him as the sacrifice for the Deathbriar. And then he ran off. He's hiding somewhere around here.
He looks around, he points at each of the doors lining the sides of the hall.
We don't know where he is, but we got to find him or the master's gonna be angry.
From somewhere deeper in the room, somewhere to the south, a loud voice suddenly booms out. "Where is the sacrifice, Pinky? The Deathbriar hungers."
Wait, Pinky was the goblin,
Was Sprig's
brother or friend? Yeah, brother, that's right.
Wait, you're Pinky? I know your brother.
I am Pinky, apprentice Briar Mage, and you will address me as such,
he says, and then immediately drops the actors.
Wait, what you said? You know Sprig?
I know Sprig. He's a very good friend of Kronk, and my friend is a very, very good cook too.
Sprig likes cooking. Wouldn't say he's a good cook, but you must know Sprig if you know he likes to cook.
Oh, he's a very good friend of mine.
Goblin
Yeah.
scratches his head.
This don't make sense. Sprig was staying with the Goblin Band, and they wasn't gonna let him leave, and
Then beyond you, he sees Faelan standing there in bugbear form.
ah! There he is! One of the Goblin King's friends! Oh, I know how you know, Pinky. I know how you know Sprig. You got Sprig doing your slave labor. You got him cooking your meals, doesn't you?
No, nothing like that. We say he didn't like his former employment, and we offered him to come with us. And he's now a very good friend. And he told us a lot about you, and he told us you might need some help as well.
Go ahead and make me an influence check, please, Kronk.
Influence is +0.
By chance, are we able to see into the side room, like over here?
The one directly next to you, to the left, there's a thick wooden door shut, and the one further ahead, also another door. The only way out of the room that isn't blocked is the one to the south, where the booming voice came from.
Gotcha.
And that was a 16.
16. Pinky scratches his head again.
Well, if you's friends with Sprig, then what happened to all the other goblins? And the...
He points at Faelan the bugbear.
And who's she? I don't know no girl bugbears.
Oh my
Resident
God, you would be a girl-
shapeshifter.
You would be a girl bugbear too, shit.
I'm just
I-
punch Cass in the stomach.
Where's the boss? And what's the boss got to say about this?
Well,
Boss
boss
is in the
is in
dirt.
What did you say, Cass?
I just said, boss is in the dirt.
In the dirt?
I just go. No, before things get out of hand, like, we've talked to Sprig a long time. He said the boss wasn't very friendly and he wanted out for the longest time and we helped him.
I would like Kronk and Cass to both make influence checks, please.
Okay.
That is a... No. Oh, not 19. 16.
Dirty 20.
You put the boss in the dirt? Yous must be pretty strong.
He is currently feeding the insects.
With the
Mining for the fjords.
with the
Pinky
power of
shrugs.
friendship.
Pinky shrugs.
Pinky washed his hands of the boss ages ago. When Master said he'd teach Pinky magic and Boss didn't like it, Pinky said, well, Boss, you can go and stuff it, cause Pinky ain't gonna be dragged down into the dirt. Pinky's gonna make something of himself.
Well, Pinky, do you know exactly who you're working for? I mean, you can learn magic from anyone.
I swear to God, if the big bad evil guy is called the Brain.
No, it's the absolute.
Pinky's master is Greenthumb, the best briar mage in the land. And when he was making deals with the boss, he said Pinky had potential and he'd teach Pinky magic, and Pinky enjoyed it at first, but then Pinky didn't know about the Deathbriar. Pinky didn't know how much work it takes to keep it fed. Oh, Pinky just wishes he could go back to how it was before. When all Pinky did was read books and didn't have to capture no sacrifices.
Well, Pinky, that could be a possibility. The Briarbane, they're very bad. They're going to destroy everything that we love, everything that you love. There's going to be nothing left.
Just use Pinky as the sacrifice.
I immediately just grab Kronk by the shoulder and then move his head to face both Briarbane root breakers. Like,
You really won't be talking bad about the Briarbane.
Well,
Yeah,
I dare
well,
say...
The two root breakers are shivering. They begin to lurch towards you, but then Pinky just raises his staff. It flashes with energy, and they stop in their tracks.
I dare
No.
say Pinky has control over them.
You don't attack him, not yet. You is answer me this one question, and I don't want to hear it from you, Mr. Dragon. I want to hear it from the girl bugbear, because the girl bugbear knows what it's like to live the goblin existence. Where is Sprig?
Sprig? Sprig with Bugbear friend at town cooking meals for the city, getting lots and lots of money.
Sprig is safe? Yous gives
Sprig
me your
is safe.
word?
I
We
give
give
word.
you all of our words. Spriggs is a well-loved member of the community now.
Well, Pinky
Nice.
learned enough magic
Yes,
that
well.
Pinky thinks he could get by on his own. Maybe Pinky can head into the city, and with this magic Pinky can do, maybe he can get into a real magic school.
And
But-
there'll be lots of
It-
books you can read.
The voice booms
if Pinky's
from...
going to be a good boy, we can help get Pinky into town with Brother Sprig. and other bugbear, friend.
Wait, what?
Pinky ponders this. He screws up his face in concentration. The voice booms from the other room again. Pinky! Where is the sacrifice? You have 1 minute, Pinky! I'm getting impatient with you! Pinky shudders. Pinky don't want to be here no more. But Pinky can't leave. Not without Master. Master finds out Pinky's gone. He'll hunt him down, and Pinky knows a bit of magic, but Master knows way, way more.
Pinky, we can help you. That's what we're here for.
Use
Pinky
me as
gonna
the sacrifice.
Use you? But why would you want
Dramatic
to?
hamster.
Get me nice and close.
Pinky
Let's put the
ponders
master.
this.
We can make sure this place is under new management.
Pinky creeps closer. He stares past Kronk, getting a good look at you, and you get the feeling he's about to ask why you would want to do this, why you'd want to put yourself at risk, but then he sees your eyes beneath the mask, and he shudders, uneasy. You're serious, isn't you?
I kneel down to Pinky's level, going,
We are serious. We want to be your friends, and we want to help out everyone.
Okay, he nods. Pinky will do it. Pinky will take you to the master and say yours is the sacrifice. Pinky's gotta spend a few minutes preparing for the ritual, so you've got that time to figure out what you're doing, making sure that you can be strong enough to take down the master. He immediately busies himself at the stone table, fetching various instruments and vials of liquid and powder. Pinky! Comes the voice. Soon, Master, soon. Just a few minutes. Pinky's found them. He's getting them ready, yes? He looks over at you. If there's anything you gotta do before you're ready, now's the time to do it.
Health-wise.
I'm 38 out of 48.
Alright, I'm gonna pop a heal on you for 1d6 plus keys. You get 5 health back.
Swick.
What about Archer?
I've got health potions. I'm good. I've got 3 health potions on me.
Alright, Sarah I think is good. I'm just gonna pop a life binding spirit as well, so I've got that back up.
Pinky continues rifling through the stuff on the altar. He suddenly perks up, as if remembering something. Oh yes! While yous is here. He rushes over to you, Kronk, and out of the folds of his cloak fishes out a grubby-looking rusty key. This is the key to the master's quarters and the storeroom. He winks.
Oh.
Yous can help yourselves to whatever's inside.
Oh, thank you, Pinky.
I'm assuming it's this one?
That one and the other one. The 2 doors both seem to have the same lock.
Alright, yeah.
Door number 1.
Door number 1.
Kronk.
Door
insert
number
the key.
A.
Insert the key into the lock. It fits. You turn. And you step inside.
Yes?
I'm gonna
Well,
pop
guess you-
detect magic as well, so just so we can figure out.
There's nothing magical in the room. It's completely pitch dark inside. And as you enter, Kronk, go ahead and make me a dex save, please.
Oh,
shit.
no, it's a. I swear to God, if it's a sinkhole.
That is a 90. Wait, no. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Fuck.
Go away! Shouts a voice. And a pop sails past your head. You dodge. Hits the wall and shatters. You step into the store. You step into the storage room. It's a cold, damp cave. Stalactites dripping water from the ceiling. There are vases and clay jars on shelves, and standing crouched on top of one of them, his hands wrapped around another jar, is a scared-looking, young, boyish man with dirty blonde hair. He's wearing a green tunic and a green cap, and clutching in his other shaking hand a grubby-looking short sword. Get away! Get away! He says, and then he immediately breathes a sigh of relief. Oh, you're not the goblin, and you're not the goblin or Greenthumb. Oh, you look like adventurers.
We are. Just keep your voice down, okay?
Oh, I have a question.
Yes. Yep.
Sorry for interrupting you. Is this the little boy that left the town like a few sessions ago? That went for his own
Same
adventure?
name.
You creep up towards Krog, peer over his shoulder, and you see the very same would-be adventurer kneeling, terrified there on one of the shelves. Oh, I managed to make it this far, he says. It was hard. But then that acid room, and the room with the giant fly trap. Oh, I took some nicks and bruises, and if only I had my healing potion.
What giant fly trap?
You didn't see it? He says, shaking his head.
No, we went down a strange path and we must have missed it.
He was too poor.
Oh, idiot paid the toll.
Pay to win. Yeah, he did. He wasn't paid to win. He's a free-to-play user.
This session brought to you by Ray.
I saw the griffin with the ball, but he shrugs. I lost all my gold in a game back in town before I set out. If I didn't, I would have bought more healing potions.
I go on.
Case in point.
Flint, okay. The goblin is with us now, so you don't need to worry about him. Now what I want you to do is just stay here till everything settles down. We'll take care of everything else.
He nods. I think I've just about had my fill of adventuring. I thought I was gonna be a hero. They'd throw a feast in Maryvale in my honor, but I thought I was a goner. They were gonna capture me, use me as he shudders, as the sacrifice.
Go home before you are used as a sacrifice or something else.
He shudders. At this point, all I want to do is get out of here. Maybe I ain't cut out to be an adventurer. Maybe I should stick to killing rats in the tavern basement.
That sounds like a mighty fine job for a mighty fine adventurer.
Just go and join the town guard. Surely you could do better than those three.
He did get here. He did get all the way here.
Hey, you got all the way here. You've already got more merit than they do.
He looks at you. You're going to fight Greenthumb?
Yeah, we're going to fight him.
And you think you can... you're strong enough?
Who
This
knows?
far, didn't we?
I flex my muscle at Flint. I think we are.
He nods. Well, in the interests of tipping the scales in your favor, you can have this, he says. I found it when I was rummaging around in the shelves before. He reaches into his tunic and he pulls out a grubby-looking package. He presses it against your chest, Kronk.
Thank you, Flint.
Need to open up the package.
You unwrap the package, and inside there's a scruffy-looking cloth bag.
No.
You go to open that, you go to pull the strings, and he says, wait,
I
don't...
point at Faelan and say, we've already got one of them.
I guarantee you don't have one like this. He says, don't open it in here. Might make a mess.
What is it?
You don't know? He says, raising an eyebrow.
No.
He snatches it back from you. And then, with a crazed look on his face, he draws the strings holding the bag shut. Suddenly, a little rat head pokes out the top. He tips the bag upside down and the single rat scurries away into one of the corners, disappearing into a gap in the wall. Flint sighs in relief. Oh, just a rat this time. I tried opening it a few times. Got rats the first two. Third time was... He shudders. He points over in the corner. And there you see a crow. A crow the size of a large dog lying dead in the corner, speared by his sword. And he explains what he's devised about the object. He explains that it's a bag of tricks. This scruffy-looking cloth bag appears empty. Reaching inside the bag, however, reveals the presence of a small, fuzzy object. As an action, you may pull the object out and throw it up to 6 spaces away from you. When it lands, it turns into a creature from the table below. The creature is friendly towards you, and on your next turn you can spend an action to give it a command that it follows to the best of its ability. The creature vanishes if it falls to 0 hit points, or the next time you make camp or have a safe rest. And it can create a rat, a giant rat, a boar, a panther, giant crow, or a bear.
And a bear! I give
that has please.
Oh, you have dog. You have dog. I was going to give it to Faelan.
She has a clockwork minion.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay, I toss it to Kale.
I'm the Beastmaster.
He's Mr. Animal, the CEO of animals.
Oh, thank you very much, Flint. Now remember, stay here until we come get you.
He nods. And then as you turn to leave, you hear him say, "Oh! Cool! There's a healing potion in here too!" He extracts a dusty-looking bottle of potion out of one of the pots, hands it to you.
I actually vote, can we let him keep the healing potion just in case he needs it on the way back to Merryvale?
Yeah, we'll take one of your health potions if we need it.
Yeah, you can take one of the 2 I've got left.
Apparently I have a health potion too. Neat.
Neat, says Flint. Thanks! Now I'm back where I started.
Alright, so if you guys want to... Wait, where's my mouse? I want to see what's in this one. I want to talk to Pinky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You leave
I actually
room.
I want to tear a strip of hide from the one of the pelts that I'm wearing to give to Flint so we can get through the forest safely.
Oh,
He takes it. He looks at you and he says, "That's mighty fine. Thank you. Maybe this time I won't have to run from all those wolves." He shudders.
Definitely not.
Alright, so while the others are going to look in the other room, I go up to Pinky and go,
Pinky, I have something to ask you.
"What's that?" he says. He's now gathered several bundles of surgical instruments in his hands.
I see from your stuff you're controlling these Briarbane root breakers.
It's hard. Requires concentration, but I can do it.
I don't suppose you could command them to help us in the upcoming battle. I mean, you could stay out. Could you stay out here while controlling them from another room?
Don't think I can do that, he says. You'd be fighting against Greenthumb and the Deathbriar. They won't fight against their thing that spawned them. But I tell you is what I can do. He raises the staff.
that blinks with energy. The two root breakers begin to lurch forwards.
They're
out
there!
There's Pinky. They ran outside! Go get him! The root breakers nod and begin to make their way towards the entrance. You see them disappear down the staircase and begin to wade through the toxic goop beyond.
That was gonna be my second thing. I'll send them to the acid.
Right, well, thank you very much, Pinky. I don't know if you would be able to help at all, but if you can, that would be great. First sign of danger, I want you to run.
And I take out a small bit of paper from my ventures pack and scribble a note, directions to Merivale, and I take a piece of my cloth saying, this is from Kronk, this is Spriggs's brother, basically telling him don't attack the goblin and yada yada yada.
In the most insect manner possible, say, this is Kronk's.
Yeah.
He looks down and he sees the terrible handwriting, the chicken scratch, and all the misspelled words. But he's also a goblin, so he doesn't really notice. He just nods and smiles and he says, I can do one better. And then he grabs the brim, grabs the edge of his cloak, and he pulls it around him, whirls on the spot, and turns invisible.
Craft.
That's mighty fine impressive.
You hear his voice whispering in your ear, Kronk.
I got a cloak that makes me invisible. Tell yous what, you'll get rid of the master, and you reunite me with Sprig, and it's yours.
Invisible Kronk. Yes.
I'll be waiting here.
He calls out to the southern room.
Master, the sacrifices are ready. I'm sending them in right now.
He looks over it. You get the impression he's looking over in your direction as he whispers,
whenever's yours are ready.
Meanwhile, Cass is making his way to the other door.
Yeah,
inserts the key.
Open it up. Let's see what's...
Head inside to what must be Greenthumb and Pinky's quarters. The floor is covered in broken vials, potion bottles, dead plant specimens. There are shelves of old tomes and discarded experiments. 2 mattresses and pillows made of shabby cloth stuffed with hay. The back is a disheveled-looking desk covered in ink stains and crumpled-up parchments.
Anything that's just like out of the ordinary for the study? It's like any like recent notes, or is it all very like old, dusty, decrepit?
Dusty and decrepit, but the desk looks like it's seen some use.
Okay.
I'll just investigate check if you like.
Yeah, I will just examination. It'll be a flat roll, 10.
And there are piles of old parchment, weathered books on herbology and other various schools of magic and potion making. You shift them aside and manage to find underneath the piles of trash a black leather-bound notebook. The word Greenthumb is printed on the cover. Feeling your curiosity take hold, you open it and begin to read.
Oh.
12th of the 7th, 1292. How lucky I am on this day! After months of aimless wandering, my leads finally brought me to this dwarven necropolis. At last, a place away from prying eyes that I can fashion into my lair. A place with ample room for experiments and enough solitude to research that knowledge which was barred to me by the Academy, the secrets of eternal life. 19th of the 7th, 1292. Now that this necropolis is my domain, I can finally turn my attention to conquering death. The contraband texts I was able to smuggle out of the Academy suggest that becoming a lich
requires a great expenditure of life force, all concentrated within a single place. That place shall be here, deep in the Elderwood, where busybodies shall not interfere. 12th of the 8th, 1292. I have made good strides in my quest towards Lichdom, but it is not enough. I've made good use of the woodsmen and scavengers that have been foolish enough to venture close to this necropolis, but each has only provided a small fraction of the power I shall need. There must be a way to sow fear and death on a greater scale. 27th of the 8th, 1292. The forbidden texts warn of the great potential for the ritual to fail unless specific material components are used in particular. I will need the blood of a fey creature and an heirloom of sentimental value to bolster the dark energies and bind the life force I've gathered into a phylactery. 3rd of the 9th, 1292. At last, a breakthrough. I was visited upon by those who called themselves followers of Azrael. They stated that their master has a shared interest in my research and granted me a boon, the seed of a Deathbriar plant. With this, they claimed, I could turn the wood itself into my army and take by force sacrifices for my ritual. No longer must I sustain myself on the occasional trespasser. 17th of the 9th, 1292. The Deathbriar grows large and powerful. Takes all of my magical prowess to keep it under my control, but my army of saplings and converts grows steadily. Each day, I have them sow more seeds in and around the Elderwood. The occasional interloper now serves to keep the plants happy and fed. 24th of the 9th, 1292. The Deathbriar tests the limits of my power. I find myself beginning to fear that even I cannot keep it enslaved forever, but as long as I can keep it fed, then I need not worry. I must expedite my research and become a lich before it becomes too powerful to control. I have made contact with a band of goblins in the abandoned iron mine. Their leader quickly pledged his allegiance once he saw that the forest itself is my army. 28th of the 9th, 1292. The fool goblins have chosen to extort me. I demand extra payment. They shall receive death. I have sent the Briarbanes to wipe them all out, all save Pinky. His curiosity could be useful. I have taken him on as my apprentice.
And that's the final entry.
Almighty be damned.
And that's where we will leave it for this session. With Greenthumb waiting for sacrifices, his true plan finally revealed on the precipice of the final battle that will decide the fate of Merryvale. Each of you may go ahead and between now and next session take a short rest, that is, roll any of your hit dice to recover any health. You, Cass, you may spend your hit dice on a ratio of 1-to-1 to recover mana, if you would like to.
Fuck yes.
And then we take the fight to Greenthumb and see if you survive and earn the right to level up next time when the dice decide who lives and who dies.
This was Heroes of the Broken Lands, a Dice of the Dead actual play, with DG as DM, Sabaton Liam, Arch as Apothecary, Sebi the Vamp, and Seraphina as players. Music by Troika Games. Game design by Evan Diaz.